Hey everyone, and welcome back to Force Cult. I'm Tracy.
I'm Ryan.
And this is our 4th episode. Hey everyone, and welcome back to our 4th episode. Thanks for joining us. We're excited to still be doing the show. And actually, Force Cult is growing. So we just added a new contributor. Her name is Saf Davidson. She's from New Zealand, and she's been writing all the great articles we've had up at Force Cult. So check her out, forcecult.com. Again, subscribe to the site so you can check out all of our new content. She's been covering Rebels news, episode 7 rumors, and just doing some great editorial pieces. So please check her out. All right, Ryan, what do you have for us this week?
Well, there was a couple of new Rebels shorts. There was a Zeb one and a Sabine short. I liked both of them. As far as the Sabine one went, I was actually looking forward to seeing that when they announced it, but I didn't get as much from it as I hoped. It seemed to be more of the troopers than it was of her, and that was kind of upsetting. So, I don't really know why they did that, but I wanted to see more of her interaction with people instead of just her kind of in the darkness flipping around and then the stormtroopers, talking more and, hunting her down. As far as the Zeb one goes, I think he's a really awesome character. I like his voice a lot. I know that voice actor has done a lot of stuff, but he's really funny, and he's supposed to be the muscle, but he seems like he's more than that. He's smart, and he's funny, and he's really witty, so I'm glad that he's not just like a brute, I guess. What were your opinions?
I actually really liked the Sabine short. I think that Sabine is very witty and funny, and I like that she kind of almost seems like she has like martial arts down, but would make sense. And I thought the way she was messing with the clone troopers and how she was being kind of a smart ass, and I really liked that. So I was really happy with the Sabine clip, because I don't want Sabine to be super... I don't know. I like that she's kind of taciturn. Like in the first episode that I got to see, she's quieter than I think we were expecting from the... the kind of like the intro videos we had on StarWars.com. At first I thought Sabine was going to be kind of spunky and like feisty. I know those are really lame words to use, but then it turns out she's actually pretty quiet and reserved and very to herself. You kind of get the sense that there's something going on in her background. So I liked the short. She kicked ass, and I have no complaints.
I don't know. I was just bored because
really?
Yeah, because I wanted to see. I want to know her. I want to see what she's about, not just her like being quiet and then just blowing something up. I mean, I hope that's
not. She was talking so much shit to the troopers, though. It was awesome. It was hilarious.
I know, but like, I don't know. It didn't make her seem as deep as I hoped she would be.
Well, like, it was a small short. No one seemed deep in their shorts. Deep in their shorts. Deep in their shorts. Deep in their shorts.
Every other short we've seen, the characters are... there's really more of the specific characters doing something and talking than Sabine's. I mean...
Yeah, but like I'm saying, she's quiet. She's not super... She's like I would say, like, she's the quietest person on the crew. Which I think is cool, because usually when you get female characters, they're portrayed a certain way, but she's very quiet and reserved and like to herself, and I really like that about her.
You think that her being like shy and reserved is not a quality that a lot of female characters have? It seems like something
she's not shy though. Have. She's talking shit and she's like handling it. I don't know why you got that from the clip. I think she's like handling her shit, but I'm saying she doesn't strike me from watching the first couple episodes, or I guess it was like kind of a movie, a short, whatever I saw at the screening. She's just reserved. Like, she's very, like, self-contained. She's not all over the place and, like, always talking. So I think that's kind of cool. I like that in her. Because she's a Mandalorian. Like, she's all business. But I thought it was cool how, like, she, goes back to, like, fix her drawing. And then, she was, like, admiring her stuff. And then she admires her explosion. And, like, the explosion's, like, a work of art for her. I think we saw a lot for her character. But I am also excited about Zeb. Zeb, like, I agree with you completely. Zeb was very, he's got some heart, but he's also the muscle, but he's not just a brute, like you said. There's a lot more to him, and he's funny.
But it's coming up quick, like the series, so I'm even more excited now, and I'm just ready for it. You know, like they keep releasing these shorts, but just luckily I'll be able to see it along with a lot of other people that have, you know, where you can go to, you know, watch it online before its actual date of release on TV. So that'll be cool. But anyways, episode 7 stuff. There's not been that much stuff, but there has been some stuff that we need to cover since we did our last show. What do you think about the rumors of the Emperor being in it, and also just, you know, the villain rumors in general?
Well, we talked about this on our last episode, kind of the Latino review scoops that have been coming out. I don't think the Emperor is going to be, like, Emperor Palpatine. There might be an Emperor, because the Empire is still definitely around in episode 7. But I think that it's going to be way more complicated than just being the Empire as we saw it in Return of the Jedi. And I don't think the Emperor survived. I just don't. I don't think Palpatine's around. I'm sorry. He's not. That just wouldn't make sense.
I wouldn't care. Like, I liked the Emperor, and I wish that I knew more. I mean, I wish I saw him do more. And so, like, what if, like, the Empire, right? They took him and they did, like, a RoboCop job on him, you know? They're like, oh, like, because they do a little... he did it with Darth Vader, right? Or Anakin, so why couldn't they do it with the Emperor? In this picture, they have this, like, half, you know, robot, droid, creature-looking thing, which is pretty fucking hideous. I mean, I think that would be cool. I mean, they said it was pretty much, you know, like, that's not... he's not going to be in it or whatever, but I wouldn't have a problem with that, because, I mean, he was already creepy, but I think he'd be even creepier if he actually had some more strength and he was, like, part droid or something. He could go after people, but...
yeah, but we've already had that before. We've seen that with General Grievous. We've seen that with Darth Vader. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm all about androids. They're my thing, but I just don't... I don't want to see Palpatine. I want to see new bad guys. I want to see new characters. I say this every episode. I just don't want to rehash old stuff. I don't want flashbacks. So I think that J.J. Abrams is going to be pushing it forward. So I don't see the need to have Emperor Palpatine. Like, why? I just don't think that would be a good storytelling device. That's just me, but I don't think that. And I think that picture still is really interesting, though. I think that we can still kind of dissect the picture. So it looks like he's holding Darth Vader's damaged helmet, whatever this person is. So who knows who this figure is? I mean, I've heard some rumors. I don't quite know. I think we do have a villain that we're seeing in this picture. I don't know who it could be, but I just don't think it's Palpatine. I think that it could be someone we don't even know yet. You know, there's a possibility it's not anyone from the original trilogy. I know, but you keep saying that you don't want to see old characters, but, like, that's kind of the main cast of this show are 3 of the major characters. I don't want to see characters that should have been dead. Like, I don't want to rehash. Like, I hate that. Like, when you think someone's dead and then they come back to life, and you're like, I don't want to see the same villains. We don't need the same villains.
Well, I don't think that it would just be the main thing. Like, I don't think it's going to be like a Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger type thing where they're like, they're dead, oh, they're back, they're the same thing. But if they came back as something different, you know, with maybe a different role or something, I don't know. Not the same thing where, like, he's the Emperor, he's just different and he's doing the same shit, you know? Maybe if he's, like, I don't know, you know, people don't really know who he is, or he's just got a different role. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if they did that, I think it would be cool. I think it would be cool because I liked Palpatine, but I don't know.
I just am excited to see different avenues of, like, what the Rebel Alliance becomes and what the Empire becomes. So I know the Empire's going to be in episode 7, but I think it's going to be more complicated than just good and evil. I don't think it's going to be this, like, straight and narrow thing, like the Rebel Alliance is good and the Empire is bad. I think that maybe we're going to start to see some complication after all the deaths on the, you know, the Death Star being destroyed for the second time. And I want to see, like, politics. Like, I want to see how complicated things get when maybe the Rebel Alliance starts to gain power and maybe things aren't as black and white for them anymore. That's the great thing I like about Star Wars. It was the more interesting facets in the prequels for me, and they were the most interesting storylines for me in the Clone Wars. We're seeing just where things, like, testing people and trying to see, like, what's right and wrong. Because I think that the galaxy in Star Wars is, like, really moral. So it's interesting when they pull in, like, these old themes. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of the opposite. I don't want to see anything political at all. I got enough of that in the prequel. Yeah, I that part bored the shit out of me. Like I want it more individual, like more personal with individual characters. Like you said, I mean, I would like to see more of a gray side of things instead of just like, dark side, light side, whatever, where people are kind of conflicted with what they're doing, or more people are, but I'm tired of the politics of it. It was really boring to me. Like, I don't know.
it was boring to me when I first
it.
saw the prequels, but then I started to get really interested in it. And then as I watched the Clone Wars, I got more interested. And I don't know, I'm a really big history buff. So I like when George Lucas takes things from like Roman history and puts them in Star Wars. Like whenever that's happened, whenever he's borrowed the idea of like the Senate and democracy, like that's really interesting to me because I'm a huge like history buff. So that stuff's really, really cool for me to see. And I think a lot of other fans feel the same way. But I think a lot of fans feel the same way you do too. I think that's what alienated people in the prequels. So if there's a way that J.J. Abrams can like hit a nice balance between the two, that'd be rad because then we'll both be happy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's just everybody has their own, opinions of how Star Wars should be because it's become such a near and dear thing to everyone, right? Like I think that if you got a large group of the biggest Star Wars fans in the world together in a room, there's no way they could agree on what the Star Wars movie should be about. So, I mean, I just think that we're all probably going to have a little bit different ideas of what we want. Some of the things will be similar, but when it comes down to it, it's all going to be about if the movie is good or not. Like we can hope for specific things are going to be there or not, but I mean, we could get the things we want and it be done poorly, and then we're shit out of luck. So I just hope that, I mean, everything we're seeing so far, I'm totally great with, and I don't have any doubts. So, I mean, I don't want it to be a whole thing about the Senate or some sort of, I just don't want it to be all political, but.
Yeah, well, there's no Senate anymore, so we don't have to worry about
that. I know a Senate, any kind of political anything. That's not what I want to see, which it doesn't seem like that's what's going to be, so.
But I think we are going to see some politics with the Rebel Alliance. I mean, we already know that we have Rebel fighters and the X-Wing looks a little different. So I think that, I mean, I've heard people talk about a couple times saying that they think that maybe there won't be such a fine line between the Rebel Alliance and the Empire. Like maybe the kind of what happened with the Republic, like the Rebel Alliance might start to sort of branch off in a different sects of people who are like way more radical and like, no, this is wrong, and then parts of the Rebel Alliance who are like, well, maybe we should try to like figure this out, this whole Empire thing out, like maybe we can adjust into this, like, so I think that would be really cool to see in episode 7.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see individual like internal conflict. I think that would be cool.
The Rogue Squadron and the actual fighters of the Rebel Alliance, and then you have people like Mon Mothma and Princess Leia who are very like, they're like dignitaries. They come from like this politics background, so I think there's gonna be a little bit of a clashing between those kinds of people.
So the photos that were leaked of the Stormtrooper helmet, the new Stormtrooper helmet, have pretty much been verified now. Not that anybody really had any question whether it was, because I mean there was the drawing first, but then there was the actual prop helmet that was shown that was with a bunch of the helmets. What did you think about the helmet design itself?
I love it. It looks more futuristic because obviously it's set in the future. So it looks like there's been a progression and like an evolution with the helmets. And I just think they look great. I love, the kind of unified eye slit. And I think the shape is just cool. It looks neat. I mean, it's kind of harkens back to Ralph McQuarrie while also being its own thing. So I really appreciate it. What about you?
Yeah, the first time I saw it, I was like, that is badass. That is exactly what I would imagine the Stormtrooper helmet to look like, an evolved helmet for them. Everybody seems to be, or a lot of people are freaking out. They're like, no, I like the old one better. And it's like, okay, that's old. Like they're not going to keep the exact same thing that long. It's got to evolve somewhat. But to me, this looks more aggressive. To me, this looks meaner. It's more streamlined. I like how the black that goes around the jawline, around to the mouth, that looks more aggressive to me. And I like how it's asymmetrical, like how the breathing apparatus is just on the left side, instead of it just being two of them. I think that's really cool, but it's just really streamlined, and I like it a lot. And there's no mistaking that that's a Stormtrooper helmet when you see it. That's the main thing for me, is that when they redesigned it, that it looks like a stormtrooper, and it definitely does. I would never see that and go, I wonder what movie that's for. I wonder what that's going to be. Like, it's obviously a stormtrooper, you know, that's my biggest thing, is that it looks like a stormtrooper.
Right. Well, and all the people who are like, oh no, I missed the old ones, like, what are they talking about? Because there's so many different versions of the old ones. Like, there's so many different versions of stormtrooper helmets. So I don't know really whenever people say stuff like that, like, I don't know what you're talking about, I guess. I'm just like, it's like the people who say that there's, like, real Star Wars, and it's like, well, what's real Star Wars? That doesn't make sense.
It's just, yeah, people, you know, they don't like change, so.
Right, they're just being possessive.
So, do you want to do the giveaway now?
Yes, let's do the most exciting part.
Right, because that's what everybody's here for anyway, right? The giveaway. So, this is our first giveaway, and so we had to figure out how to do it. And I mean, we knew how to give away something awesome. That's the easy part. But you know, we basically put everybody's we lined everybody up, gave them a number, and I went through a random number generator to pick the winner, which that's the best we could do. And it came up with Cosplay for Jedi 561 on Instagram. So you are now the proud owner of a Darth Vader Force Effects lightsaber. We'll get in touch with you soon to get all of your information so we can send it to you. And congratulations.
I'm a little bit jelly.
You're jelly?
Even though I just bought a lightsaber, I want another one.
I've got 2 Force Effects lightsabers, but they're the first versions. They don't have the removable blades, so I definitely would rather have this version. So maybe I'll just wrap up my old one and send it to them, and I'll keep the new one. That would be like the worst giveaway ever.
I know, that'd be such a dick move. Like, they get it, and it's like not the right one. It's kind of old, and like your dogs cheat on it, and they're like,
Yeah, I'll put it in the new box, but it'll be all torn
like,
up.
the show kind of sucks. These
They're
people
like, is this
mean.
a fucking dried macaroni and cheese noodle on the hilt? Yeah, so. But yeah, congratulations. You'll be getting this awesome saber that both of us really want.
Because neither of us have enough sabers lying around.
No, but now I want more. Like, you can never have enough sabers. Like, once you get one, it's like tattoos. Like, once you get one, you're like, I need another one.
Yeah. Oh, something funny. So I was on, do you know that thing that like generates your Throwback Thursday pictures for Instagram, and it tells you like what you were doing a year ago or like 2 years ago or whatever. Right. I forgot what it's called. But I got my Rebel tattoo exactly 2 years ago today.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, it's really cool. It's simple yet cool. I've been working on trying to figure out what to do, because my right arm is all Batman stuff, and I'm still working on that, but the artist lives in New York, so it's kind of difficult. But I've been working on the artwork and what I want for the left arm, because that's going to be all Star Wars, so, you know.
Yeah, there's so many good like Star Wars sleeves and artwork out there. So
yeah,
I don't know that I'm gonna get any other Star Wars tattoos though, just because all my work is all black. So right. I don't know like what else I would do. I like keeping everything simple. So if I come across something, the cool thing is I have like so much more stuff to pick from. Like something amazing might be in the new movies, and I'm like, I want that. But I like keeping it to symbols, and I can't think of what other symbol I would have. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got to keep it timeless. I don't want anything that's too new, or like I don't know. It's difficult because there's all those people that went out and got Jar Jar tattoos. You know,
really? That happened?
Yes, there are people that got Jar Jar tattoos.
I want a Tumblr that has Jar Jar tattoos.
Because there's been jokes about it, like, you know, and that movie, like Fanboys and stuff. There was a part of it where it was Seth Rogen, and he was like a character in it, and he's like, check this out, and his whole back was like Jar Jar Binks. He's like, this dude's gonna be huge.
That's awesome.
So,
that would suck.
But yeah, people actually did that, so I want to make sure not have that happen. Of course, I'm not sure why they would have thought that would be the character to get that would be timeless, but you know. Whatever.
Yeah, hopefully not too many people did that, because that's like a hard one to cover up. But I mean, maybe they own it, though. Maybe they're like, yeah, I got a Jar Jar tattoo. I liked him before I knew he was lame. It's like reverse hipsterism. So I guess that could work in your favor.
I guess we should wrap this up. We went a little longer than we planned, talking about our own personal shit. But anyways, thanks for checking out our 4th episode of Force Cult. And congratulations again to Cosplay for Jedi 561. We'll get in touch with you soon. And to everybody else, we're going to be doing a giveaway like once a month. So definitely check back for that. And watch for our announcements because we'll be giving away more cool shit. Thanks for watching.